Hi guys, Nick and Sarah here again. Again, thanks for sticking with us through that first episode and taking time to give us a listen or watching us on YouTube, however you're consuming it.
We have decided to do our second episode. Unfortunately, we got into talking a little bit too long. We do have to keep an eye on the clock next time. So unfortunately, we've taken our second episode and divided it into two. I feel we've had a good break point in it.
Yeah.
Of where we had it. It was a natural break in the conversation. So hopefully it turns out as good as we feel it is.
Yeah. So hopefully you like it. Anyway, so enjoy part one. Or our episode 2 technically, but part 1 of our
trails in the Kawartha Lakes.
All right.
Hi, welcome to Canadians, proudly presented by Wrong Side of the River Jeeps. I'm Sarah.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
Welcome to our podcast. We're hoping to do some chatting about some of the wheeling in the Kawartha Lakes that we do up here in Ontario. We have such a diverse range of trails that...
Range of terrain.
Terrain
Mud,
trails.
Rocks,
hills, blocks.
Yeah, it's
broken.
just...
Snow.
There is snow, isn't there? Absolutely, so...
People from the city stuck.
Lots of people from the city stuck, but...
Asking for help.
We are getting into that. Like, that's something right off the bat is, like, how many posts have you seen recently where people are stuck?
Yeah. Well,
but trails are not open. We still have another, 3/4 of a month?
Yeah, trails aren't officially open. Unassumed roads that are not skidoo trails are fair game, but
even still, they're asking people to stay off of them
Stay off of them because with the frost coming out of the ground, it's you can do a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Get stuck in tundras.
Yeah, get stuck in tundras. Get stuck in Tacomas.
Oh, sorry, Tacomas. I don't know, the Yodas. Anyways, very sorry.
Everyone gets the bug, eh? Gotta get out.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them at all. I'm itching to get out and start wheeling. Have we decided on a first trail of the year?
Greens.
Oh wow, we're just gonna hit it off the bat.
Full send.
Just full send it right off the bat.
Maybe more of a gooder one where it's kind of a diverse thing. It's got a bit of sand for airing down, kind of like going home.
Yeah, I like that. I think Alex is gonna. I'm gonna see if Alex wants to come out and drive one of the Jeeps.
In the white one.
Well, yeah.
The white one will be home by then.
You're like, the black one is this guy.
It's mine.
My Willie.
Yeah.
So I think we should. All right, since Nick's going to suggest the first trail off the bat, I think you should discuss greens.
Discuss greens. Well, what can I say about greens? It's probably my favorite trail in the area. It's
long, hard.
It's
busy.
Long. Well, yes, it's very busy because it is such a great trail. It is long. I'll give you that, and it's a very, very technical trail. Lots of different lines for different obstacles. Some obstacles you have to go the line that's given. That's it. Not a stock friendly trail.
No, absolutely.
If you want to keep your rig in one piece.
Even that, like you wouldn't. There's some places that you would not get over.
Full lock Jeeps pulling line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like.
Showing you that, a lot of line.
Showing you that you are on a polished rock with no traction.
Yeah.
That is one of the big things that I didn't like about greens is how much polished rock there was. Like how much rubber was left on rocks.
Yes.
You know, and like you see the people in there, you have to heat up the tires in order to get up obstacles. And I'm like, that's...
And they're not running stickies.
No.
They're running radials.
Nick has a drinking problem.
Yeah, it happens.
Hey, we all suffer from time to time.
So the heating up the tires thing, that's for stickies, right?
Absolutely. So
and I'd like to say that we've done, we've wheeled a lot. We've had some years, but for us to say like, whoa, this is a little bit not necessarily new, but kind of new for us was kind of eye opening. You know, like that's not something that we're like, hey, burn off those tires you earned your money with. You know?
I don't know. I just looked at that and I'm like, that just sounds expensive.
yeah, like that smoke show. It looks great. It's awesome. Everybody cheers. Yay. There's $1,000 a tire.
Right?
Yeah. And then with our current prices, I don't know if I'll be burning them off. I'd be like, hey, Nick, I'm going to swallow my pride. Would you mind helping me with my winch line?
Yeah. Let's pull some line here, guys.
Yeah.
Right? Just to give something.
Yeah.
Save some tire for the next trail.
Yeah.
So, but in all fairness, Greens, diverse terrain, lots of camber.
I wouldn't say diverse. It's all rock. It's rock. There's no...
There's mud, water.
There's mud, but it's not a challenging mud. Like, it's more of a mud that you just get over.
But yes, but most of the obstacles that you see where we have the mud is that it's right at the bottom of an obstacle that's had polished rock.
Yeah, and that's the joy of wheeling in the Canadian Shield.
Like right before a polished rock obstacle.
Yeah. Get your tires all muddy.
Yeah, and then you're trying to climb up a rock face that's just...
that's where the four-wheel drive burnout comes in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it still didn't work. Still pulled line.
Yeah, great.
That's right, he did too, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not into that.
I was going to say but the time we were there, it was like some kind of an event was going on. Like it was like a week to wheel or something, or
it was almost like a 24-hour Halifax.
Dad's to wheel. It was like multiple trails.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
There was about 4 or 5 groups there.
Yeah,
and decent sized groups.
I'd say 10 to 20 rigs a group.
Yeah.
And everybody was doing the four-wheel drive burnouts. Everyone was pulling line, like everyone was ramming.
So it did definitely take a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we were
12 hours.
Yeah, we were over. We
were 12
hours.
hours. It should have taken 3.
Yeah,
3 to 4.
Yeah.
Safely.
Yeah. In all fairness, if we're being honest, a group of 5 that are comfortable and want to work together is probably perfect for that trail.
Yeah.
On a Monday or Friday.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you don't have to work.
Work, great. Pay for those $1,000 burnouts.
Yeah. There you go. You can do the $1,000 burnouts. You're working on Mondays.
You got great tires, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in all fairness, I cannot wait to go back. But I have my reservations for taking some of the smaller Jeeps, smaller tires.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Less confident.
35 minimum. A winch is a must.
Well, then there's also going through and being like, no, you can't come, you can't come, you can't come. I mean, it's just... that's really kind of hard for me to sit there.
You got to put it up to the owners. Be like, listen, completely honest. Don't think your rig's like your Jeep is capable of it. But if you want to come. But you're gonna get damage.
But in saying that, though, a lot of our group has ran the trail, like your favorite trail, Forest.
Small, all killer, no filler.
It's all killer, no filler, and how many of them don't go into the bowl because it's outside of their...
Yeah.
And how many times have we...
That's the off camber. That's the steep climbs. It's going to be tough if it's anything other than August or July dry.
And you got the big boulders going down into it too. Through the rock.
And that huge off camber section.
Yeah. Trust your spotter. Geez, yeah.
Trust your driver.
But that's the difference between Forest and Greens. Is Forest is somewhat challenging, but it's even a stock Jeep could do Forest except for the bowl potentially. And if you don't want to do the bowl, you don't have to. Whereas Greens, you got to do it.
Yeah.
There's no pick and choose. You turn around or you go through.
Like we got for the top section, we got Kevin in the Tacoma.
Yeah.
Right? Extended cab long box 33s, not even.
I think he had 33s at the time.
There was some
Forester 33s. Yeah.
Careful moments, but in all fairness, you stay out of the bowl. You stay out of harm's way. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he did pretty good, and it came through.
But
that's another trail with no
winch
water either.
Oh, I love it. In all fairness, though, that trail hasn't seen the traffic.
Yeah, like Greens comparatively.
Oh, yes.
When you talk
Greens is a 4, 5?
On paper.
On paper, it's a 4, but actually Forest is rated higher.
Really?
Yes.
But it doesn't... I guess people realize that it's such a distance between the two, so you might as well just go to the long trail.
Yeah, and there's some challenging lines on Forest, though, that aren't well traveled. Like you look coming out of the bowl where we go up, typically, it's still a steep climb, but it's flatter rock. You can go to the straight up and down climb.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a line. Mm-hmm. People do it like buggies.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know, I just, I feel like Forest is a nice combination, but we got to go back to Greens.
Yeah, and with Forest, though, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. I almost flipped on Forest. I almost rolled it over.
How about your dad?
Yep.
He doesn't like this line. His tire's a little worn, didn't air down. It's the wrong time of year for traction. Comes off to one little side, gets that little hook at the end.
Yeah.
and it just kicks the rear, which kicks the front, and if you, oh man, that's scary.
Going up, because it's Forest Mountain for a reason. It's up on top of the mountain. If you come up the trail backwards, there's a steep hill.
Yeah. It's really, I was just saying, did you run it last year?
Last year, no, I didn't get on it.
It's really washed out.
Yeah, because it was washed out the year.
I was going to say, when we had Hearn.
I don't know.
That's when I almost flipped.
Yeah,
with
so
Aaron
it's
and
been...
Hearn?
Yeah, but I was on it since, like when we went with Kevin.
Yeah, coming down.
Coming down.
That was on the ladies' run, that was 2019.
But it was washed out then. That's right.
I was going to say, if you want, we should do a small group and try to run it backwards. A small group.
I don't know if we're going to get me on board with that.
Not interested.
I was like, it was
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and if it went over, it was going.
I'd go around and go down that section.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was sketchy for me in points.
True, and you got the wheelbase, so.
So, yeah.
Like, I got up on that, in that one washed out area, and I was trying to get up over that rock and spinning just a little bit, and it's happened so fast, but it turned, my front end turned like that, and if I wasn't off the throttle in time, I was going over.
And that's not good. No. But it's amazing how fast, like, you say to yourself, like, you know in your butt how that Jeep feels.
Yeah.
And you get into these little sections where you're like, you've already let off, and it still gets out of shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand.
Yeah.
I just, there's a piece of me that remembers back when, you know, again, here we're going to have to Photoshop in, but some pictures here where, you know, you look at Forest Mountain and you're like, look at all that earth, look at all that look at all that soil that's still on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then some buggies went through.
And, yeah.
And natural erosion, but mostly buggies.
Yeah.
6 liter erosion,
yeah. And it got, because of Green's popularity, Forest has gotten more popular too in the last few years.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's a not as busy trail, and it's short.
I was gonna say it's short. It's close, and no water.
And you know, if guys are going up to the off-road park, it's a quick drive down, do Forest, go back up.
Yeah. What's Ray's claim to fame? At one time, 30 trails within 30 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think when we went there, that's what he said, right?
Yeah. 30 trails within 30 minutes, because he's got all about gauging.
Minden
just spreads out from there.
Yeah, Kinmount.
I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
Just would love it to be dry and not after an off-road.
Well, they're not doing thunder in the hills there anymore, I don't think.
No.
It might be terra firma, might be firma.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to do that again. That was
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So if you can't tell, if you haven't noticed, we have different ideas of a lot of fun. I like a little bit more mud than Sarah.
We're like
side
cats.
of the room.
Yeah, then that's the whole side of the room.
We're like cats. We don't like water. We don't like mud.
There's another term for that I'm not going to say, but it's kind of like a cat.
It is kind of like a cat, yeah. But the just going back to Forest there, I mean, capable rigs, even still, like, that's where I did the most damage I've ever done in my Jeep, was that one.
Yeah. And just
both times. Oh my goodness, I've actually broken a few times on Forest.
Bang! I have a picture.
Yeah.
I have a picture.
Yeah.
You weren't there. That was a.
I do not.
That was a very, very stressful day.
But I have a picture of the fix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was just trying to get home because I was meeting somebody.
I have it saved in a folder.
Yeah.
Commitments
and the same old. Let's just go for a quick run to our favorite trail.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The day before a paid event.
Yes, this was the day before a paid event, and we had paid a decent chunk of money for
committed.
Yeah, well, we brought two Jeeps.
That was a bad weekend for you guys because you broke there, and then you broke on the
I broke Saturday.
Yeah,
I don't know if I broke on Saturday. I think I just kind of, but I think it might have been bent coming out. I think I might have bent it coming out of Forest. I started to get a bend in it, and then it just became heightened when I got out on a trail again.
I can't.
This is it. This is all I got. There's no more.
Yeah, I think once you stress something, anything steering wise. It just, once it's out of shape, it doesn't have the same strength.
Well, that's why I'm thinking I started to take it out on my way out.
And stock components, they're stock components. Like, they only take so much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and she was heavy on...
One tire, all the other ones are spinning, and this one stops.
And locked.
Okay, so a day to 30, lunchbox.
Yeah, you had it loaded in a weird position, though, if I understand correctly. Like, you were
You can picture the shelf.
And you're fully turned, right? Or
no,
you turned
I was straight.
Oh, you were straight.
But
it was locked in some rock, though, right?
It was the shelf. And only the one tire. And I think we were rocking it.
Yeah, I think.
And it was just like, we were going forward, and for whatever reason, I didn't think to use the jackal and just push you off the shelf.
I don't think we had the jackal in the
Okay, so
in the
that is a
XJ.
better story. Thank you very much.
I don't think we had anything. I think that's what we were working with what we had because it was supposed to be a short fucking trip.
Yeah. And then...
and you didn't want to call me to come help.
I wouldn't call you to come help. No.
Nick, come save us!
No, because then there's photo
I will
evidence.
leave work.
Sorry, I gotta go!
I'll just quickly grab my cape. I'll be there shortly. But yeah.
Two-door to the rescue.
But
I had a two-door with me.
Yeah, a lot of good that did you. Didn't
Actually,
have the right two-door.
An open two-door with a lot of RAM.
Yeah.
I drove that Jeep home because I was like, okay, I'll see you, bye!
But in all fairness, like, these are all just lessons, and I hope that we can share this with other people to help prevent them while they still learn.
Yeah.
And now it only costs us thousands of dollars, and that they get to, avoid that.
Yes.
But
So
again,
what's the lesson there? If you're on a shelf,
just stop. Now, but in the same breath, like, I hate to say it, or maybe I have to because it's obvious, but that popped like a toothpick.
It did pop like a toothpick. Like, realistically, there wasn't even a lot of gas. I don't even think I hit $2,000 in the RPMs. Like, It was, like, literally next to nothing. It was just... we were rocking, and I think it just caught, and then it was just like, you know what? I'm out.
And don't forget, you have that tire spinning, the one that has potential traction and eventually found traction.
Yeah.
But then you have this one that's locked, the passenger side that's locked, and then you have the whole drive line, and then you have those two other wheels that, they're open, but they're still spinning.
Yeah, they're still trying to do something.
So then once that one stops, you have hundreds of pounds of momentum.
Yeah.
Like, I know when Franco smashed his, it didn't look like nothing.
yeah.
Like, he was just climbing a rock face, and that 37's like...
But you know what's crazy? He didn't do nearly as much damage as I did.
True.
Like, not nearly as much. And I felt like he was giving it a lot harder. He was giving it a lot harder than I did.
Don't forget, he had chromoly shafts and a chromoly joint.
Theoretically, all shafts are chromoly.
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay, so now we're getting into metallurgy.
Now we're going to get into technical stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, just think, this is how you get the comments. This is how people get feeling. By the way, you were wrong. Okay, yes. 97% of the time I'm wrong. So let's just try to go with the story here. But in all fairness, you're right. So it's versions of 4340.
Yeah.
And it just depends how much you spend. But yeah, you're in all fairness, we definitely learned that you can't stress a 30. You can't stress stock joints. You can't stress stock arms.
Yeah.
Now, forest is a lot of fun too in the rain when it's wet. I really like it because that one, the hill on the other side of the mountain, Mud Hill, it's great.
He wears capes to come save me.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I did have to
but now that we're on
the subject.
Now that we're on the subject, like the two-door just scampered up there, and I had to.
When my girl had bald tires,
we had to hook a strap up and drag you up the hill because it just wasn't going to do it.
My girl had bald tires up a hill in the pouring rain, and his little two-door scampered up the hill with two people in it. I had four. And
more weight for you.
Yep, more weight. It was the extra bodies.
More traction. Well, you didn't break that time.
More balance.
You just couldn't do.
I just couldn't get up the hill, and there is a photo. Actually, I don't have a digital copy of that photo. Oh. See, there you go. And that's why the whole thing of 2 doors are saving 4 doors is because he pulled me out once, and he hasn't let me live it down. But we all have video evidence of you being stuck in holes. So,
well, that's because you didn't try them.
I did try one, actually. And you were just like, what's so hard about this? It's because I fucking pushed the silt out of the way for you. That's why it wasn't hard for you. You went in at first. What happened? You got stuck.
Yeah.
I didn't get stuck that time.
No, you didn't. You were higher than I was.
Oh, yeah. No, I was still on 2 inches and 35s. So were you.
No, I was on 33s.
5s.
33s.
That picture's 35s. Those are traps.
Nope, they're 3s, Coopers.
We'll have to consult the photo evidence because I know I'm right.
The date and time, facts. But in all fairness, I'm not the biggest fan of Forest in the Rain. It takes a lot of fun out of it.
I think what I love about Forest is you can literally like drop at the front and you can walk the entire trail in like what, 15 minutes max?
Yeah.
You know, so it's great for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like when you have spectators, when you have people who can't go into the bowl, it's great because you're not leaving them.
You're not leaving them half an hour
you.
behind. Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not leaving them kilometers behind you.
Yeah, like meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can walk.
And the bowl is the halfway point, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great spot to stop, have lunch. The people that that don't want to go down to the bowl or can't or whatever, for whatever reason, they can still join you at the bowl for lunch.
Yeah.
And they can start eating.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 10.
Yeah.
And really, as long as you just trust your wife to drive through the off-camber section, then you can be comfortable too.
I just say you haven't been there the last few times. He's been losing his marbles.
Well, he was losing his marbles the first time that we took the Jeepers on the tons through it. Yeah.
No, even last time he was like, I'm getting a bit nervous, and I'm like, she's stuck. Don't worry. When I start to get nervous, that's when you need to panic.
Well, and then you had yours going through that off camber, and you hung a back tire because you ate leaf springs.
Yeah, yay stiffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel she's gotten better though, compared to the first year that you ran it.
That's fair.
It's definitely getting it's starting to work itself in at least.
Become supple. Room temperature butter, not quite melted.
Yeah, not quite melted, but you're definitely not like freezer butter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 4-link and some form of a coil.
It's gonna be an epic build.
Yeah. So.
My favorite trail.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to tell me my favorite trail? My favorite trail has to be.
Sorry, Greens Forest.
Let me guess. Scotch.
I do like Scotch. Scotch is a favorite of mine. I do like it. I like the fact that no matter who is with us, we can take anybody with us.
Yeah.
Because that trail can be as hard as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And can be as easy as you want it to be.
Yep.
And I think I like that because I don't have to be like, sorry, you can't come. You can, and like you, not you. You know, like it's just, I think that's my issue with the other trails, is that kind of like pickiness. Because like I know the people who can handle the bigger trails. But then I don't want to be like,
and it's not necessarily the people, it's the
rigs.
The rigs. Yeah.
But I don't want to show favorite, like it. I always feel like I'm showing favoritism of like, oh, you spent more money on yours, you can come with us.
Yeah, well, I
don't like that.
I think a good solution to that too is offer, hey, maybe you should ride with somebody first before you decide if you want to bring your.
That is my offer to everybody who haven't ran it, of just like, if you want to ride, well, we want to do forest or greens this year.
Yeah.
If you have any stock vehicles, if you're less than 35s, ride with somebody. We'll find you a seat.
Yeah.
Well,
you know?
And we've had it too where, say for instance, if it's just the driver. Well, just the driver is one thing, but say for instance, they bring their significant other, they bring their family. That changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
Now that driver that could have been out for the 6, 8, whatever hours, now has requirements or has commitments that they got to get home, they got to get out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Whereas
family dinners, whatever.
Yeah, and it's like like the kids got to get home. Where, like I said, if we go out for an afternoon, we can go to whatever trail and just, okay, we're going to go to the trail. Even if we have problems, even if we get stuck, a small group that's active, you're out of there.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, sorry to sidebar there. But.
No, but I do like Scotch. I find it's a good trail for everybody. You have Gary and you that love to play in water. And
no, I don't like water.
Mud.
I actually really dislike water.
Because now you discovered seals are not cheap.
No. I've never liked water.
Mostly time consuming.
I've never liked water. That's why Scotch is lower on my like list.
See, I don't like water, but I don't...
What, 2 lake crossings, Scotch, plus a deep one that has spikes in it?
Yeah.
No, the spike was in... Yeah, okay. So there's a few things on Scotch that, yes, it's not... The problem with Scotch is is that you have the fact that it runs along a provincial park.
Yeah.
So and then you have landowners in there. It is a very controversial trail.
Very.
But
high use.
A very high use. It's
of all different ATV, not just Jeeps.
ATVs, trailers, dirt bikes. Yeah, like the whole 9 yards.
People going in camping. There's
there's hunting camps.
Yeah, there's actually owners. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have park wardens and everything like that in there. You run into them on occasion. And I know it's like that part is really shitty, but like I love the fact that you can put a decent sized group.
Is that a bad word?
What?
Oh, soap word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need the Dawn?
I guess so.
Dawn's gone.
I like the fact that you can, that again, we can take everybody out on it.
Yeah.
You know, and if we have, say for instance, at the end of year, we have an end of year show.
Yeah.
And that's usually where we have our show on the Saturday, and then Sunday we wheel. And that's when we usually have the whole family out.
Yeah. My one big problem with that, especially on a Sunday run, is for the people that travel quite a ways. It's an extra hour and a half.
I was going to say it's an hour and a half because you got air up, air down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
But in all fairness,
if we were closer, if we lived closer to Minden, it would be a lot better. But we don't.
Absolutely.
If there was a gentle forest, nailed it. You know.
Yeah.
But I will agree with you. I do like it for the fact that it can be as easy or as hard as you want it to be.
I love the fact you can pick really hard lines.
Yeah.
You know, like it can challenge a newbie, and it can challenge my Jeep.
Yeah.
Or you could stay on more of the gravelly road portion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you can take that. Oh, think about it. First couple times we were on there, we only went on the dog leg. And then all of a sudden, I think it was yourself that we were just like, you know what, let's take a right turn. And and you went up the hill on the step up.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of the new benchmark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's not, and like you say, that is easy. It's basically a gravel road. So if you don't feel like going over the rocks, you just want to watch everybody else do it, you stay on the gravel road. And you're not missing anything.
Nope, you're not missing anything at all. Yeah. And even on the big rock face there, you know, you can take one side where you're still getting in an obstacle, but you go further over and it's 10 times harder that way. Yeah. You know, like you can, there's like just literally a line drawn of like, this is easy, this is hard.
Yeah, in the matter of 15 feet, it changes dramatically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, from drive over and broke.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Gary snapped his drive shaft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right?
The end?
Yeah, well, I think because there's a rock that sticks up, and I think he...
Not only bounced, but...
I was just saying, he also got a bounce in there, too.
Well, he bounced, but I think whenever it broke, he hit the
we'll have to put a video into that, because that is...
I don't think cast iron, cast steel, whatever it is, likes that.
No.
No, absolutely not.
But we did learn that a day in 30... 37s can drive home in 4 high if you have a slip yoke eliminator in your 231.
Yeah.
And Gary takes it easy. So Sarah's the pace car.
Yep.
You don't need to rip Gary. We can just chill.
Why are we picking on Gary so much?
I don't really feel like we're picking on Gary, but Gary does. He does brake, and he knows he does.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say, have you ever had any breakage? Are you the only one?
Trix is broken.
Trix wasn't broken.
She's had issues.
No, the transmission tried to drop out of it.
Okay, that's fair.
And we had to.
And that's not really classified as an issue. I don't.
That's not a breakage. That's just that's a TJ thing. If you have TJs, you got to deal with that.
Yeah. TJ's in Ontario.
Yes.
Like the water mine with Brian.
JK, I got some water sucked up my evap. Broke my evap, but that wasn't a stopper.
No, but you did. I was just saying.
Yeah, because we stopped at that parking lot not far, and you just revved the crap out of it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
Run the water through. Yeah.
That was Crystal Lake as well.
That's my steam engine.
On Crystal Lake you had that issue?
No, I was Scotch.
We have a lot of decent trails though in the area. I mean, but then again, it depends on what you like. Like if you're more interested in a very tame trail that will test a little bit of your abilities on rock, but not super. Again, a lot of water. Pencil is one of the prime newbie runs in the area.
Yeah.
Like all Jeep groups take their newbies to Pencil.
Yep.
And I mean, we're one of them.
Yeah.
We've ran a few newbie runs in the past, and that's the trail to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
it's a very picturesque trail too.
It is very beautiful. I mean, and if the climb at the end to the top of the mountain is really nice. I really that's my favorite part of the trail.
Yeah.
Because it's so technical and stuff like that and everything. And With my 4-door, I try to do it without backing up, and I've done it multiple times, and I am very happy about that.
See, with the 2-door, I don't find it an issue because I just scamper around, but there is tight turns.
I've driven Willie down there, actually, and up it. I've driven Willie up and down it.
No, because my sister was too scared.
Yeah, she was just like, she just started walking away, and I'm like,
this Jeep needs to go
Willie's
for life.
still here, and she's like, keys are in it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I've never off-roaded Willie before, so I
just
guess
want to say thank you, Becky. I appreciate it. If you're not comfortable, I appreciate you not trying.
At least back here, like, she can do it. If she screws it up, it's her fault. I like it. No, but yeah, that's probably my favorite part is that it's a really technical piece. But yeah, the whole entire trail, other than the fact you have a couple of really decent water holes. The biggest one, though, does have a bypass. Yeah,
that's my
least favorite.
That's my least favorite. If it wasn't for the water holes, I would like Pencil a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I don't like deep water.
I wish you could get
They get into electronics. They get into seals. They get into brakes. They get into floorboards. They get into...
Well, the first thing that...
like everything.
Greg with the military Jeep, the M38A1.
Yeah.
First thing he said was, I would love to wheel this summer, but I don't want to wheel in water.
Yeah.
Because of his Jeep that may or may not have leather seals, may or may not have worn out seals.
Exactly.
Like today he was talking about, oh, hey, do you have I want to pull my yoke on whatever axle because I want to make sure my seals are all good to go.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's water dependent.
Yeah.
And you say to yourself, like, I hate how we have so much water, but then the water is because of all the rock, and then the rock is, you know, like...
But at the same time, Pencil, there's spots to camp along Pencil.
There's nice spots to camp. As I said, on top of the mountain, there seems to be people who stay up there.
By the bridge.
Yep.
Which is a very nice spot. It's got...
The bridge is beautiful.
You got that bit of running water stream coming out there.
And that bridge was rebuilt by 4WD and the
4WD, OFSC, and
CATFA.
Yeah.
Kawartha ATV
Association, CATFA.
If only we were campers, all of us. I
was just say with the kids, we're not campers anymore. But I was just say you're.
Well, Cheryl and I are going on a big camping trip this summer, so it'll be fun. Yeah.
Where?
Up around Superior, Lake Superior, up on 17.
Trifot.
Well, yeah, let's
just a splash, just a little.
Oh, it's not. Oh, we're not going swimming in Superior.
No, it's just a little splashing it out.
Yeah, well...
with a toe.
Yeah.
That's now
is it that cold,
It's apparently really, really cold.
It's not a nice lake. We've camped on it before.
So, because we're not staying anywhere, so we're going to have to stop and bathe ourselves somewhere.
Not like we're
so we're going to have to find, we're buying biodegradable soaps and all that jazz, but so we're going to have to explore some back roads, find some back lakes and rivers and whatnot. That aren't Superior.
Just say don't do Superior. No. It is
I've stuck my toes in Superior before. It is cold.
I've swam in Superior, and it is it's not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
So bucket list?
What?
The trip is definitely a bucket list if you've never done it. Oh my God! It is the most beautiful drive in Ontario. That whole up around Lake Superior.
I've done Lake Superior. I've also done to Alaska, though, so I've driven all across. I've done
I'm
both
sure there's
sides.
some lakes in Alaska that are just as cold as Superior.
So the glacier ones, we're going totally off topic here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what we do.
Glacier runoff, and you see it, and it's just like this beautiful aqua color. And it'll be like a nice warm day, and it looks so inviting. Like it looks like it's tropical, that you just want to dive in. Oh my gosh, it is frostbite worthy.
Half a degree above freezing.
You're
it's
just
because it's moving.
Yeah, half a degree Fahrenheit above freezing.
I have put my foot in and
32.5.
You have a few seconds and that's it. And you're just oh my gosh, and you're limping back to the vehicle to keep going. It's
Erector pili engaged.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Well, you know what though? I look forward to spending more adventurous with you guys because that stuff there, I can't even imagine.
I love driving, and I've driving across Canada both directions. You and I've been out to Nova Scotia.
True. That was before
it's a nice drive out to the East Coast. I've been out that way several times. Along the St. Lawrence is quite nice in some spots.
Getting lost in Quebec in a thunderstorm was
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, my GPS years ago shut down on me trying to navigate through Montreal, so that was fun.
The folks that are local to that, they can deal with it. The rest of us, no bueno.
I was trying to go on one auto route, and I went on a different auto route, and just shut off, so I was lost.
You're like 2040.
And this was like 2014, 2013.
Basically,
maybe 2012. So yeah, before Google Maps was a common thing.
Yeah, it took a long time to load.
Yeah.
Now the best part of Eastern Ontario is totally the people, but I gotta see the rest of Canada.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, Ontario was all right, but it was cold when I was there and it was dark. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of it. So
be nice to see it on the way back, but yeah. So Gooderham.
So we were talking about Pencil.
Yeah, what's the other trail that's local there? You have your Gooderham Trail that's on the other side of the road.
Basically, yeah. And it's on the way to Greens.
It's the entrance to Greens is on it, essentially.
Yeah.
But that's a nice trail. Especially if we have a lot of rain.
Yes.
If we have torrential downpours all week, that's going to be a wet trail. Because there's a couple of little roads.
But it's not super
wet.
deep like Pencil or Scotch Line.
No, absolutely not. I think Gooderham is one of our drier trails.
Yeah, but there's that one spot on Gooderham where you go down into the water hole and it's a bit of a shelf to get back.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Because again, easy side, hard side.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the one TJ, he's like, oh, I hear a noise. And we pulled over, had lunch, and he changed the YouTube. It would have a good chance of being dry. And he could pick any line he wanted.
So we're talking about Greg?
Greg in the M38.
Yes.
A1.
Yeah.
And if he was comfortable with a tiny bit of water.
I think the shelf's really the only place that I've never actually seen fully dry.
It will always have water.
One time it was dry.
Mud.
It had a little bit of mud, but that's slime mud, because it's got a fairly gravelly base.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that surface slime, but
and that makes sense because I've never, in all fairness, the water crossings we have. I think that one, the long climb where there's boulders and stuff, and then you kind of come up to that plateau and you kind of come down. There's that one sort of dogleg or hook where there's mud, but it's not deep mud. Mm-hmm. It's always that like sandy granite mud.
Yeah, because it's got a gravelly base. It's all gravel deposited by glaciers.
There you go.
The best kind.
Yeah, because we were right in, we were wheeling right in the transition from the St. Lawrence lowlands to the Canadian Shield.
Essentially God's country, right?
So basically, but you get a nice mix of some of the trails have limestone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of the trails are hard granite. So and nice marble, whatever.
Yeah.
A couple of nice quartz lines.
Yeah.
A couple of pieces
that's in the granite.
I do like our educational sessions when you're like, look at the rocks I found. This is why they're here. So we live in a great spot.
Absolutely. And a fun fact is I'm actually collecting rocks from all the trails that I've been on, and then I'm going to I die-cast Jeeps. So I'm going to put on my Jeeps on all the rocks with little tiny things. And Nick decides to go through and he picks me out the perfect rock.
Well, a rock that's unique to that trail.
Yes. Except Jack's Lake, when I was like, I need a rock from this trail because I don't know if I'm ever doing this again. This is ridiculous. And Nick walks up with not a rock. I figure a rock's like a base.
No, so this is...
That's what I figured.
That's a stone. That's a stone.
Mm-hmm.
He brought back a rock.
Mm-hmm.
It was heavy.
Tell us more about this rock.
This rock was actually pretty cool looking, but I was expecting something a bit smaller.
You can break it. I'm not really attached to it.
But
you come over with a hammer and let's just smash it.
Well, this grinder and a diamond blade, and you can cut it into
decorative braid.
Yeah, see, and you can polish it. It would look really nice polished.
Oh, I bet you that rock would actually look really nice polished.
I can't even remember.
It has a black line through it.
Quartz?
No, it wouldn't be quartz. Probably hornblende.
I don't know the difference.
Well, hornblende is black and quartz is typically not in this area.
Oh, that good place to start.
Yeah.
So hornblende black.
There's a lot of other differences too. Like they're completely different minerals. But
what are some of the other trails we run? We did run. We ran Jack's Lake last year.
Yeah.
AKA Scratch Lake.
Yeah. So it in all fairness, it is fun. I don't like that water that you got to go because it gets pretty deep.
It does get pretty deep, and there's a decent current to it.
Yeah.
Which was this? Oh, at the very first part.
At the very beginning.
So there's a bridge that's I'm scared to walk over.
I was gonna say that was good
It's
for
like 3 logs and a couple of crossboards.
That was a decent current. Like we were.
It was
had
hard.
our apprehensive. Like
Well, Cheryl and I walked in. We walked decently in, and like the kids wanted to come in, and I'm like, you have to hold someone's hand because it's a decent current.
Perhaps the belly rope children like.
No,
But and there's a little bit of a. Like a little bit of a not a waterfall, but a little bit of a rapid right before.
Yeah, they're
right?
Afterwards.
Well, afterwards and before. That's why it's deep there in the middle.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because you gotta remember
by
you had
the bridge,
to keep around. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, by the bridge.
Yeah.
I didn't walk up that far.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of a
So if you get past that, you just got to be cognizant that you can't drive straight across through.
Yeah.
Because it's too deep in the middle.
Yeah, be aware of what it is.
You'll sink anything. But if you stay out, you're staying on that gravel shelf.
Yeah, that nice rock
There's a
edge.
gravel shelf, and then it kind of drops back down before you come out, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, you're not floating.
Yeah.
No.
It's deeper than I would like, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and like for the fact that there's only like that, I think there was one and there was one other one further in that wasn't nearly as deep as any of the others. So like there was a couple of water crossings.
It'd be almost sweet if you could come from the backside.
Well, you could. I was just going to say that because you can come from the backside, have lunch there because it's a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then turn around, not even have to deal with the big water crossing.
But again,
But also, there's another nice spot to have lunch there where we had lunch.
Yes,
right
in the lake.
Jack's Lake.
Yeah.
But when you think of that location where we actually aired up, got back onto the road, was it an hour and a half away, 2 hours away?
Yeah,
it was a long.
It was
jet.
a decent distance away for what it was. I think the biggest concern for me was how tight it was.
Yeah,
like
all the scratches on your Jeeps.
Yeah, a lot of tag alders have grown in, and
and then you had that so we had that storm last year.
Yeah,
where we had all those trees down, and they had that huge one that we couldn't have even moved if we wanted to. We couldn't have moved that.
No. Oh no, that was as big as this table.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Like that
it was huge,
and it was cut for a groomer, a skidoo trail groomer to go through.
It was cut.
Which, in all fairness, that's what the main use of that trail is for.
It was just access to us, I believe, last year.
Yeah,
but. Trying to fit a vehicle through there, it was difficult. I think
did you rub tire on the tree and the stump?
I think I rubbed both. I think I rubbed the entire way.
Did, yeah.
And then again, you were a little narrower. So
I was just a slightly narrower, so I was.
But also, could
okay.
you could make the turn?
You could make the turn a bit tighter.
Yeah.
But you'd imagine any of the other 4-doors in the group.
Well, you get a 4-door JL.
JLs are 2 inches longer, 2.5 inches longer than me.
And they're also nice and shiny and not all scratched up.
Oh gosh, I couldn't imagine.
Jaded.
Like if you said to some folks, hey, we're going to try out this new trail, we don't know what's happening. And they show up and they get all these scratches on these Jeeps they're making payments on. That's not an ideal scenario.
And it's not like they're, like when I bought mine, I paid $35,000 for mine. Like
they're like 75.
Yeah.
You know? And
now that is Canadian money. I know it's not the same, but that's still a lot of money for us.
We get paid in Canadian, so yes, it's a lot of money.
We pay a lot of taxes Canadian.
Well. No, I feel the fact that we've all kind of had that idea of like if we're going to go scout a trail, it's usually the 3 of us.
Yeah.
In 2 to 3 Jeeps, depending on
the main suckers.
Well,
none of us are making payments on our Jeeps.
Yeah.
You know, we all have 3 very capable rigs. They're realistically 9
and we work
times
well together.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10 we can handle the situations we come across.
Yeah.
You know,
and worst case we have CAA.
Yeah, and it's easier to turn around a group of 2 to 3 rather than fucking 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna trust my judgment. We're gonna trust each other's judgment.
Like you're like, hey guys, I don't think we should go. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
We're not unfortunately dealing with 5 to 6, 8 other people.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, we can keep going. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't say, hey guys, okay, you want to go, you go ahead, I will leave you.
Yeah. You can't do that because so then you're all.
We'll be driving home, and the first thing would be on the radio, hey, we should not have left this guy. Like,
yeah.
Well, turn around, and we're doing the trail anyway.
Yeah.
I absolutely feel 100% responsible. Like when we go out on trail runs, I am responsible for every single vehicle that's behind me.
We're a team.
Absolutely.
No, you gotta.
You have to, together. Right? And like to sit there and do something like that, like no, you guys keep going. No, that's not. I don't know. It's kind of
how it works.
And like especially on a trail that you don't know too.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like it's different if it's on a trail that you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I love the sand area.
Oh, that is so much fun.
That was a lot of fun.
The dunes.
But someone alerted people to our presence.
It was the mall crawler.
Oh yeah,
the hybrid mall crawler.
My hybrid that you can't even tell is running. Yeah, that was definitely the one.
Maybe I should put a muffler on mine.
It has a sound.
It does. It does.
I've heard it at fairs, usually twice a year.
Yeah.
It does sound pretty good, though.
It needs a muffler. But
I have your muffler on my car now. No, it's a resonator.
Yeah, no, you have the resonator. I like the cherry bottom for the resonator, but then I'll put the stock muffler back on.
You
So it'll just resonate more.
Okay.
Well, with your son driving, I mean,
I need a muffler.
you I feel like less attention drawn to him would probably benefit him.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what? When I was putting the TJ together, I needed an exhaust hanger. And I had a muffler sitting there with 2 exhaust hangers on it. So
Bye!
yeah, so I'm shorted an exhaust hanger to put it back on.
Yeah, I'm probably sure we got something here. But
Yeah, but...
We got those 2 mufflers from Quinn, so...
Yes.
Recycling's recycling.
JK mufflers?
No.
Acura.
Oh.
No, not mufflers.
I've got a muffler,
hangers.
but... hangers, yeah.
I was going to say, don't put a restrictive Acura muffler on.
Well, I have one, but how do you mount a straight muffler on something? Although... Anyways, that's a topic.
We're off topic now. So,
but with Jack's Lake, going back to Jack's Lake, it is very beautiful. I love that lunch spot.
It was really nice, yeah.
It's in the woods, and it's all, you just have to watch for glass.
And beware poison ivy, because you did not do very well on
Did
Jack's.
I pick it up on Jack's?
Yeah, it got all up your legs and really bad, and on your arms and everything. It was really,
That's
really,
right.
really, yeah.
See, I'm lucky.
Bad.
I don't. Poison ivy doesn't bother me.
I have to sniff its poison.
Mitch is mildly allergic to nature.
Yeah.
But I love nature.
Nature
doesn't love
like
you.
It wants me hard. It wants to impregnate me. But in all fairness, and also I was going to say about things like Jack's Lake or Forest Mountain. We were talking about the fellow with the military jeep. Well, he was saying about taking his quad. So maybe this year we can convince some
he said
quad
he
guys
did
to
want.
go.
One of our group members, Jonathan, wants to do some quad rides.
Yeah.
Greg wants to come out because he wants to be out with the group more and do more trails. Like
Yeah.
he'd like to do Scotch with us.
I know
He'd
Alex,
like to do pencil.
Yeah, I know Alex would love to bring his dirt bike out, but we don't have insurance on it.
Yeah.
Because there's no ownership. So.
Ah.
Because who has an ownership for a 1982 dirt bike? Still.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.